jagged peaks of the North Cascades. Although the light was fading from the sky, I was only 7 miles from Canada. I thought about all the years that I had rejected myself. I probed the feelings of inadequacy that had plagued me for the past 2,600 miles, as well as every other day of my life. I had always questioned why the only thing that made me happy was traveling long distances through the mountains. Why is it that I can't be content to live a normal life? Why do I spiral into depression when I'm away from the wilderness for too long? What possible use could my only talent be when it's something as basic as walking? Why am I the happiest as a vagabond of the wild? The thing that had most fulfilled me was selfish and absolutely useless. Over the years and the miles, I berated myself. I tried to change. I tried to settle down. I tried to have a career. I tried to substitute running for thru hiking, and I tried to force myself into any number of conventional molds. I prayed. No, I demanded to know why I had been created like this. Why am I only wired for loving the mountains and moving among them? In my life, and in so many different ways, I had tried. I had tried to become many things, to meet the many external expectations. I had tried to make the world better and to help people, and I had always felt empty. Here on the final day of a crazy journey, doing the thing that came most naturally to me, I knew why I had felt empty before. I needed to be true to myself and my calling. Being myself and chasing my dreams was enough. I mentioned multiple times that I was out there for answers. Answers to all these questions that I talked about here in that last reading. And going into this hike, I thought that if I go out here and I push myself at 40 plus miles per day, somewhere along the way there's going to be this giant neon billboard. And it is going to give me the answers to what I'm supposed to do with my life. It's going to give me the answers to all these questions. Most of the signs on the trail look something like that. And I realized somewhere probably in southern Washington that, gee, I'm running out of time to find that big billboard. I'm probably not going to find it out here. And what I learned instead was that the trail is what you need it to be. And the answers are inside. And I realized out there, by pushing myself really hard, going after this record, doing all these things, I've always been somebody who has to learn things the hard way. This is a perfect example. I learned the most valuable lesson of all, which was acceptance. I had learned to accept all the things that happened to me along the way, good and bad, for what they were. I had learned not to waste my mental, emotional, and physical energy on things I couldn't change. And maybe most importantly, I had learned to accept myself. Even though I felt my whole life like I was abnormal, couldn't fit in, and that there was something wrong with me, I realized out here on the trail that there was nothing wrong with me, that I was me, and I just needed to be me with everything that I could be, and that was enough. I didn't have to worry about measuring up to any external standards. Hiking for me, at any pace, whether I'm an FKT or if I'm just out walking around the neighborhood, it's very much a walking meditation. I was really never any good at meditating because it requires you to sit still. This idea of stilling your body to still your mind just never worked for me. But when I got out there and I got hiking, that was when I was able to finally still my mind. When I was activating my body, then I could still my mind. Then I could look deep into myself and find the answers. Like I said, they weren't on a billboard. They were inside myself. So hiking the trails, not just an FKT, but anytime I'm hiking, all of the times I've spent hiking. I've hiked over probably almost 32,000 miles at this point in my life. I've hiked a lot. And what it's taught me is how to connect with myself, as well as nature, and surprisingly other people. And I've learned, very importantly, that through this journey and subsequent journeys, that the healing doesn't come from the external, it comes from inside. It's an internal journey, and the trail can really help facilitate it, at least for people like me, that that's where they feel the most at home. And so I urge everybody here tonight to trust yourself and your processes, to find your own passions, and to pursue them. My tagline is to dream big and be courageous. This was a huge dream. I had no, obvious abilities or rights to go out and try to set this record, but I had dreamed of it. This was the adventure I had dreamed of all my life. And what it took was the courage to go out and keep putting one foot in front of the other until I had my answer. So thank you guys very much.